Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. The market is closed, but the work never stops. While the world is resting, we are refining our skills on these trillion-dollar giants. If you want to know where the smart money is positioning for Monday's open and how to spot the invisible trends on these charts, you're in the right place. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you're tuning in from around the globe. I'm your host, Matt Riches. Welcome to a special weekend edition of Trillion Dollar Tickers. Today isn't about the noise, it's about strategy. We are here to master the technicals of our trillion dollar tickers, SPY, and the Qs. If you're here to build that generational legacy, drop a trillion in the comments right now. I deserve to be healthy. I deserve to be happy. I deserve the wealth that I am building for me and my family. Riches and freedom, they come to our hands. I am the master of all I command. My learning is limitless. My earning is too. The more I discover, the more I can do. The stock market is a machine of design, and I have the power to make that wealth mine. I am capable. I am skilled. I am bold. Blessings on my journey as the vision unfolds. Today is January 24th, 2026. We up early, 6:42 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Today's daily law from the Robert Greene book called The Daily Laws is combine your fascinations. Today's law from Robert Greene is a powerful one. He says, explore many paths, but find the way to take the skills you have and merge them into your true calling. This is exactly what we do here. We combine our fascination for technology, our drive for financial freedom, and our discipline for charting into one mission. Don't just be a trader. Don't just be an investor. Be a master of all your interests. When you merge your skills, you become irreplaceable. Quick reminder, I'm not a financial advisor. This session is for education, charting only. Educational charting only. Always do your own research, but you can use these technical levels as your foundation. Let's get on these charts and let's get started. Give me 1 second, y'all. 1 second. All right, there we go. Let's get into it, y'all. We starting it out with NVIDIA. Y'all, we're going to start on a weekly chart. So the easiest way to chart is start on a larger time frame and then go down to the lower time frames. So this is NVIDIA on the weekly, but we gonna go to the line chart and we're gonna make it even easier, y'all. All right, where did price have a big reaction? Right here to the downside, so that's gonna be our weekly support level there. We're gonna go ahead and roll that down to the nearest 10 cent. We had another support bounce right there. All right, go ahead and roll that down as well. We do have some resistance right there. All right. Go ahead and roll that down. There we are. And we got one up here too. There we go. Let me go ahead and round that. Go ahead and put this all-time high up here too. All right. Okay, so there are our weekly levels. Then we'll go to the daily. Let's find some more levels on the daily. We had a nice bounce right here, y'all. So that's definitely a level. Go ahead and round up. All right. So once it breaks its weekly, we do have a level right here. A little resistance. And one more right here, y'all. Where did price react? That is the question when it comes to technical analysis. Where did price react when it comes to putting support and resistance on the chart? All right, so that's it. That's where price had the most reactions. Let's see. You may have one right here. Yeah, we definitely got one right here. Previous all-time high. So I'll put this one here based on this, 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 and this, and this. Does that make sense, y'all? And we can go ahead and round up. There we are. All right, so let's see if we got any. Oh, we might have a little baby gap right here, y'all. Little baby gap. Yep, I think so. Okay. Let's see if we have any trend lines we can draw. I think we do. I think we do have some trend lines we can draw here. There we are. Support. Let's see if we have a resistance trend line we can draw. Let's see. So this is resistance here. It rejected this trend line yesterday, but I think that trend line is definitely valid. So it has to break over this trend line. They got to break over this weekly resistance, but yeah, that's what I got. That's what I got on Nvidia, y'all. The most valuable company in the world. Current price 187.67. So the resistance that I see is right here where price is at. Okay, I got this trend line resistance, this diagonal trend line resistance, followed by 190.10 for weekly resistance, 193.90 for daily resistance, and 199 daily resistance. And then to the downside, we have this little baby gap, and then the first support I see is 183.20, followed by our diagonal trend line here, and then 187.10, and our weekly support at 175, y'all. All right, that's what I see on Nvidia. Let's check out technicals. On the daily, we got a strong buy on the moving averages. We got a buy on the summary. We got a neutral on the oscillators. On the weekly, we got a strong buy on the moving averages. We got a buy on the summary, and we got neutral on the oscillators, y'all. Let's check out the forecast. Based on 73 analysts giving their stock ratings over the past 3 months, strong buy is the majority. So the average, okay, so out of these 60 analysts offering a 1-year price target, the average analyst has a price target of $259, and the highest price target is $432, and the lowest price target is $140, y'all. All right, so that's what I got. Let's check out seasonality on the monthly. January. Look, January we got 3 and 3 over the past 6 months. Well, this is not. This is the current month, so that doesn't really count. But February is looking green, y'all. Majority. March too. April looking red, but May looking green. May looking super green. June looking super green. So yeah, we definitely that's my expectations for Nvidia seasonally. All right, next we can check out the Algo. Let's see what the Algo has to say on the daily. Okay, so it did give a sell here on Tuesday, but it did reverse. See, would have been stopped out. So let's check out the 4 hour, see if there's any buy signal on here. Okay, so we do have a buy signal on the 4 hour. It is currently just 5 cents down from the entry. So we do have a buy on the 4 hour, y'all. So it looks like if you want to get in on this 4 hour buy signal on Monday, the entry price is 187.30. All right. So that's what we got. Should we check out the weekly? Okay, so the weekly, it had its buy a long time ago. So that means that it hit all 3 take profits and then it created another entry. So, yep. That's what we got on Nvidia. All right, so next let's check out Google, y'all. Google. Google on the weekly. It's looking very strong. Let's check out the daily though. Let's check out the daily. All right. Google did hit an all-time high on January 13th. It has since retraced and is trying to make its way back up. I do have some support here at 321.30, followed by this diagonal trend line, and then 313.70, followed by 307.20. And then to the upside, we don't have much resistance, just this 335.97, and then the all-time high, and then this diagonal trend line, y'all. All right, so that's what I see for Google. Let's check out what the Algo has to say about Google, y'all, on the daily. It had a buy back here on January 7th. It did end up hitting take profit 1 and take profit 2. So, yeah. Looks like we don't have any more recent signals. Okay, we had a buy here on Wednesday. The entry was 328.41. It did hit take profit 1 and 2, almost 3. So, yep, that's what we got on Google, y'all. All right, let's check out Apple. I'm gonna go ahead and chart Apple. I'm not charting each one because it'd be taking too long. We just gonna chart every other. All right, so we got Apple on the weekly. This thing looking bearish. 4 weeks in a row, y'all. 4 weeks in a row to the downside. That is not good. All right, let's see. Where do we have some major price reactions, y'all? All right, this weekly level here. Go ahead and round up. There we are. Got another one right here, y'all. Okay, so this first one here is based off this and this. And then the second one is based off this, 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 and this. All right. To the upside. Go ahead and round that down. All right, let's go ahead and put the all-time high up here. All right. Now let's go to the daily, see if we can add some more levels on here. These levels are pretty strong to the downside. Okay, add one more, why not? Go ahead and round up. Here we are. All right. Let's see. Got some resistance right there. All right. Let's go ahead and round down. Here we are. Okay, let's add one more. Go ahead and round down. All right, that's what we got on Apple. Let's see. All right. We are trying to find some support here at 245.30. This is previous support where it ran up to all-time highs, so I don't expect it to break this very easily based on this previous price action. So it's trying to build a base here, get some buyers before heading back to the upside. Maybe this earnings on the 29th will be what Apple needs to generate enough buyers, push to the upside. If we have, if they beat on the top and bottom, you have some good guidance, maybe that'll be the catalyst that we need to push Apple to the upside. But it's definitely been bearish. We did hit the all-time high on December 3rd, and right now it's January 24th, so it's been nothing but downside since then. Okay, let's see what else we got here. I think we can draw this resistance trend line here. I don't know if we got a support trend line. We're trying to build this base, but it's not really enough. It's not really enough for me to draw that right now, y'all. So if it does end up breaking this support, let's put this right here. Just say they miss earnings, and then we headed to the downside. These are the levels that I have for the downside. All right, so Apple currently 248.04. Support to the downside, I got 245.30. Heavy weekly support. If it ends up breaking that, next level I got is 241.30, followed by 235.10. And another strong weekly is at 227.76. To the upside, the first Heavy resistance I see is 258, followed by this diagonal trend line, and then 266.20 and 273.70, y'all. All right, let's check out the technicals on the daily. We got a strong sell on the moving averages. We got a sell on the summary. We got neutral on the oscillators. On the weekly, we got a sell on the moving averages. We got a sell on the summary. We got a sell on the oscillators, y'all. Not looking good for Apple right now, y'all. All right, out of the based on 50 analysts in the past 3 months, Apple does have a buy overall. And then out of these 39 analysts offering a 1 year price target, the average is 292, which is a 17% to the upside. The highest is 350, and the lowest is 205, y'all. Let's check out seasonals for Apple. Apple normally doesn't do well in January, and seasonally is absolutely correct because it's been doing very terribly in January. February doesn't look much better. It's not until we get to March before we actually see out of the past 5 years that we have more green than red. April's not looking good. May's not looking good. It's not till June, July, August before we get some green seasonally. But maybe this AI will allow Apple to change its seasonally trends, but we'll see. Let's check out the Algo, y'all. What does the Algo say about Apple? Wow. You had a strong sell on December 15th. And it hit all 3 take profits. And then it gave another entry here. And it hit all 3 take profits again. So let's see if there's anything on the 4 hour to the upside. Nope. Nothing yet, y'all. Nothing yet. Apple's still very bearish, y'all. We'll see if it builds that base and turns around with these earnings. If not, more downside for Apple. All right, next in line we got Microsoft, y'all. We got Microsoft all-time high, 555.45, y'all. Currently trading at 465. That is big discount. Let me see what kind of discount that is. 16% off, y'all. 16% off. That's good money. If you want to buy one of the most valuable companies in the world at a 16% off discount, you can do it now. You really should have bought it a couple days ago. I'm sure we talked about it on this show. All right. Let's see. So, to the downside, I got a 450 right here, followed by 438 and 429. And then we got this huge gap to the downside. But hopefully, Microsoft will keep this momentum to the upside going. They do have earnings on Wednesday. So to the upside, we got some resistance at 473, followed by 483. I do need some resistance here. Yep, I gotta put that other line there, y'all. That's too much room in between resistance levels. And then we got another one at 489, y'all. So that's what we got from Microsoft. Check out the technicals. On the daily, we got a strong sell. We got a sell on the summary. We got neutral on the oscillators. On the weekly, we got a sell on the moving averages. We got a sell on the summary. We got a sell on the oscillators. Check out the forecast. 64 analysts in the past 3 months. Microsoft does have a strong buy. So they saying, man, yeah, it's on discount. Go ahead and buy it. That's what they saying, y'all. And this price target, 52 analysts with a 1-year price target. The average is $624, which is 34% upside, y'all. That's great. That's great. The highest is 730 and the lowest is 450. So that's a good risk to reward ratio based on those 52 analysts. Let's check seasonally. All right. It's pretty even in January. More green in February, more green in March, green in April. So yeah, I do see some upside seasonally on Microsoft. All right, let's check out the Algo, y'all. Let's see what the Algo says. All right, so we got to buy. We got to buy yesterday on Microsoft. So you can enter if you believe this Algo. Well, I don't really want to tell you to get into a trade if they have earnings on Wednesday, because, you know, earnings is, you never know what could happen. They could beat on the top and bottom, but then give bad guidance, and then it drops. So I don't want to tell you to get into a trade just because they have earnings on Wednesday, but they do have a buy signal on the daily on Microsoft. All right, let's check out the 4-hour, y'all. On the 4-hour, do we have? Yeah, we had a strong buy at 5 in the morning. On Friday, we had a strong buy on the 4-hour. Yes, yes. All right, next company. Let's check out Amazon, y'all. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and rechart this. How do we chart? We start on the weekly, y'all. Stretch it out. Go ahead and put that all-time high up there. This is our all-time high at 258.60. And then we go to the line chart and we look for where did price have a big reaction. Immediately, I see this level here. All right, let's check out the weekly. Let's put this weekly level on here. Let's go ahead and round down. All right, we got a weekly level at 213, y'all. Yep. I seen once it came down here and here. Go ahead and put that level on there. All right, 226.50. We got another level that is based on here, here, and here, y'all. Okay. Look at this. This is very close. I don't want to put another weekly level right there. It's too close to that one. So let's just go to the daily. So that's what happens. That means it's just been chopping in this area. A lot of chop, y'all. A lot of chop. I will put a daily level right here, though, based on price reaction at this level. All right. What do we have here? Yep. Let's go ahead and round that down. Shout out to everybody on YouTube Live and TikTok Live. Oh, wrong button. Shout out to everybody on YouTube Live and TikTok Live. All right, so I put this daily level on here based on price reaction right here, 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 and here. All right. Yep. We had a rejection right here. So let's go ahead and put that daily level right there. Let's go ahead and round up. There we are. Got another level right here, y'all. That's what finding support and resistance. It's all about where the price react. That's where price reacted, y'all. Price did react right here as well. You know, support becomes resistance and resistance becomes support, y'all. Go ahead and round that down. All right. So we don't want it to get under this support level of 234 because look at all this chop. We don't want it to get back under there. We want it to keep on moving to the upside. Okay, so that's what we got. Let's see if we have any trend line we can draw. Yep, we got a support trend line right here, which played out well. Look, bounce, bounce, bounce. And then we got a resistance trend line here. All right, there we are. Let's see, what else do we got, folks? Okay. Amazon current price $239.16. Support to the downside, we have $234.40. We have our diagonal trend line followed by our weekly support at $226.50. If it does break under that, I can add a daily level right here as well. All right, if it breaks under that, then we do have 221.10. And then to the upside resistance, we have 243 followed by 247.40 and our diagonal trend line. If it can break that, then I see it going to 254. All right, so that's what we got on Amazon. Let's check out the technicals. On the daily, we got a strong buy. Summary, we got a strong buy. We got neutral on the oscillators. On the weekly, we got a strong buy on the moving averages. We got a buy on the summary. We got a buy on the oscillators. Forecast, we got a strong buy out of 74 analysts in the past 3 months. They gave it a strong buy rating. And then as far as the price target, we had 63 analysts giving a 1-year price target. The average is 297, which is 24% to the upside. The highest is 360 and the lowest is 230. That's a very good risk to reward ratio, y'all. All right, let's check out the seasonals. Since 2023, it's been good in January. February is more red. March, definitely more green. April, more red. May and June, more green, y'all. So that's what we see on the seasonals. All right, let's check out the Algo, y'all. What does the Algo say? Algo, it had a sell on the 14th, but it did have a close signal here. And it did go down one more day, but it did end up going to the upside. So if you listen to this close, you were good. If you did not, you had one more day before price reversed. All right, let's check out the 4 hours, see if we got a buy signal here. Yes, we do have a buy on the 4 hour from Friday. The entry is 240.05. Just $1.24 underneath the entry point. The first take profit being 246.05. So that's what we got, y'all. That's what we got on Amazon. All right. Next, we got TSM, Taiwan Semiconductor. Current price, $334.87. Have some support at $331.80, followed by $327.10 and $318 even. To the upside, got some resistance right here at 342.40. But if it can break that, all-time highs, y'all. It's not much to it. It's very close to all-time highs. This thing been running. So, yeah. TSM, man. Had a good day yesterday. Up 2.25%. All right, let's check out the technicals. On the daily, we got a strong buy on the moving averages. We got a buy on the summary. We got a neutral on the oscillators. On the week, we got a strong buy on the moving averages. We got a buy on the summary. We got a sell on the oscillators. Let's check out the forecast, y'all. Out of 50 analysts giving their ratings over the past 3 months, we got strong buy as the average, y'all. And then as far as the price targets, 17 analysts offering a 1-year price target. The average is 410.90, with the highest being 520 and the lowest being 330. That is a very good risk to reward ratio, y'all. All right, let's check out the seasonals. Normally does very well in January. February last year was horrible, followed by a terrible March. It does have more red in February and more red in March and more red in April before a wonderful bounce back in May and June. Yeah. So that's what we see seasonally, y'all. All right, let's check out the Algo. What does the Algo say? On a daily, you had a strong buy here back in December. It hit all 3 take profits. So this was the second entry to the upside, 319. It hit all 3 take profits. It does have a close signal here from yesterday, so it may be turning. Let's see on the 4 hour. What do we have here? We did have a sell on the 4 hour, but it was pre-market on January 20th. But then the next candle, you got a close signal. So still bullish on TSM, y'all. All right, let's check out AVGO. Oh yeah, this one had gaps inside of gaps, y'all. All right, we supposed to draw this one. All right, we're gonna delete these off. I'm gonna go to the weekly. Strong trend last year, y'all. Looks like it's starting to struggle though. All right, what do we do? We look for where the price react. Price reacted right here. It's the weekly chart, y'all. 294. Price came down here. Bounced to the upside. Price rejected right here. It did reject right here too, though. Yeah, that looks like a double top type of pattern here. You can see it, top and top. Okay, let's go to the daily. See where the price react, y'all. We got a reaction here, previous all-time high. Go ahead and round that up. All right. It did just break this level here. We're at 325. Let's see. All right. To the upside, what do we got? Nah, that's too close. All right, let's see. Daily. Go ahead and round that up. All right, and this previous all-time high. Go ahead and round that up. Go ahead and put the all-time high on here. All right. Yeah, that's enough. That's enough for that. Let's see. We have a gap right there. Did have a gap down yesterday, y'all. Here we are. Okay. I think we had another gap. Yeah, we had this gap right here from September. Okay. So this gap is based on this price jump right here. So it did come. It almost filled the gap yesterday. All right, let's see. We got another gap up here. A lot of gaps on AVGO, y'all. All right, let's see. Yeah, it's looking bearish, y'all. This is support, major support right here. You got all this support build right here. This zone basically, but it's support right here. And well, support right here, it just broke through, y'all. That's not good. That's not looking good for AVGO. All right, what else? All right, current price 320.05. To the downside, we got the bottom of this gap 309.10. 300. It's a psychological level, followed by 294. To the upside, we got this gap. We gotta fill the gap. Once the gap gets filled, that's gonna be 331.25, followed by a heavy resistance here at 351.70. All right, let's see what the algo says. We had a sell here, December 12th. End up hitting take profit 1. then consolidating and hitting take profit 2 yesterday. All right, let's see on a 4 hour. 4 hour, we are still in a sell from Tuesday the 20th. Hit 2 take profits, almost 3. All right, check out the technicals, y'all. On the daily, you got a strong sell on the moving averages. We got a sell on the summary, neutral on the oscillators. On the weekly, we got a sell on the moving averages. We got a sell on the summary. We got a sell on the oscillators. Forecast, got a strong buy. 53 analysts over the past 3 months. Out of 46 analysts, 1 year price target. The average is 44% upside, y'all. 461. There's no analyst that has a price target that is under the current price. That means it's on a good, healthy discount right now, y'all. AVGO. Let's see what kind of discount we at. Oh yeah, it's a big discount from the all-time high, y'all. Let's see. 21% off the all-time high. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Do you want to buy one of the $1 trillion tickers? Over 20% off right now. This is a good first entry. Scale into the position. All right, so that's what we got. Meta platforms. The platform you use every single day. Over 3 billion users combined on all of the apps. Meta platforms. Let's see. Meta did have a nice bounce on this diagonal trend line here of support. It gapped up. And it's headed toward this resistance trend line, which is also very close to our weekly level here at 673.40. Yeah, it's really been struggling since it gapped down on this earnings miss last earnings season. It's really been struggling in this 600 range. But it got a nice 3-day momentum after it bounced on this trend line. See if it can break this diagonal trend line to the downside. And see if it can break this weekly and get back into this gap, y'all. We need Meta back in this gap before it can get to the upside. It does have earnings on Wednesday, so if they have good earnings and good guidance, let's see if we can get back in that gap on Meta platforms. All right, let's check out the Algo. The Algo on the daily. It did get a buy signal here on Thursday with the entry being 647. First take profit is 668, followed by 689, y'all. Check out the 4 hours, see if they have a more recent signal. No, it's from Thursday as well. All right, so that's what we got on Meta platforms. Check out the technicals. They got a buy on a daily, on the moving averages, summary, and the oscillators. On the weekly, we got a buy on the moving averages. We got a neutral on the summary and oscillators. On the forecast, we got a strong buy out of 72 analysts over the past 3 months, giving it the stock rating, y'all. And then out of 61 analysts giving a 1 year price target, the average is 26% upside, with the max being over $1,000 price target, y'all. So there is no price target out of these 61 analysts that has it under the current price. That is a very good risk to reward ratio based on those analysts, y'all. Let's check seasonally. Pretty even here on January red on February by a little bit, and then it flips in March, flips again in April, followed by green May and June and July and August. All right, so we just gotta get out of this first quarter before it starts running to spring and summer. All right, that's what we got for Meta platforms, y'all. Let's check out Tesla. Tesla. Let's see what we got. Where we at? Tesla. Oh, let me go on the daily, y'all. Let me go on the daily. Tesla on the daily. Current price $449.06. It's been looking strong for the past 3 months. It also bounced on this diagonal support trend line. So the first time it hit the trend line, the second day it bounced, and it's giving us some bullish momentum. So I do have some resistance here at 456, followed by 462, and then this gap and 481 to the downside. Got some support here at 431, followed by 423, and then a weekly support here at 413.50. It does have earnings on Wednesday, so look out for that. We're gonna need some good news from Elon. I definitely want to hear about the robo-taxis and Optimus. What's going on with that? Maybe you can give us some news about some events coming up this year. Definitely be checking out the Tesla earnings call, y'all. All right. Technicals. On the daily, we got a strong buy. Got a strong buy on the summary. We got a sell on the oscillators. On the weekly, we got a strong buy on the moving averages. We got a buy on the summary. We got neutral on the oscillators. Forecast. We got neutral on the stock ratings in the past 3 months. 38 analysts, 1 year price target. This is looking a lot more red than all the others. But I think this $43 price target is definitely messing up the average. It's pretty ridiculous, actually. How you gonna say the price target should be $43 and it's $415 right now? Like, who is this analyst? So ridiculous. I'm not even gonna read the average because it's just crazy, y'all. It's crazy. All right, seasonally, the past, let's not count this month, let's not count this year, but the past 5 years, it's been pretty even, pretty red in February and March, green in April, red in May, green in June and July, y'all. So pretty tough first quarter of the year. Especially last February. That's crazy. Now 27%, followed by 11% in March. God damn. That is insane. All right. Check out the Algo, y'all. The Algo on a daily on Tesla. We had a sell here, December 31st. This looks like the second entry. So the second entry did not play out, but if the first entry was up here, it definitely hit. All right, let's check out the 4 hours, see if we have any buy signal. Yes, we got a buy signal here Wednesday. On Wednesday, y'all, we had a buy signal here at 431, and it has hit take profit 1 and hit it to take profit 2. All right, so that's what we got on Tesla. All right, and the last of our $1 trillion tickers is gonna be Berkshire Hathaway, y'all. See what we got. It's looking bearish, y'all. It's looking bearish. Oh, let me delete that because the all-time high is up here, 542. All right, so Berkshire B. Look at this gap down. I gotta draw this gap on here, y'all. Oh, shoot. Oh, man. I didn't grab the gap correctly. Oh, yeah, this ain't working now. I gotta turn off this magnet so I can draw this gap. That thing was moving crazy, y'all. Thing was moving crazy. All right. So we got a huge gap up here. All right. Let's see what else we got. It's looking bearish, y'all. It's looking bearish since November 28th. It's been very bearish. I do got a weekly level here at 477. If it ends up breaking that, got a daily level right here. Followed by Alright, so that's what we got. Berkshire. It is very bearish. I do got some support, 477.60, followed by 473. And possibly $467.65. If it breaks that, 455, y'all. To the upside, we got some resistance. 490, followed by psychological number 500, and then 506 and 513. All right. Technicals on a daily, strong sell. On the summary, sell on the oscillators. On a weekly, we got a sell, y'all. Sell on Berkshire. Forecast neutral. It's only 3 analysts. Why is there only 3 analysts on here? I don't know, y'all. So we got a high one, we got a low one, and we got a middle one. But still, the lowest one is only 3% under the current price, and the average is 7% above. So not too bad, but that's not enough analysts. Check out seasonally. What do we got? Looks pretty green normally in January, February, March, especially March. All right, so normally Berkshire has a good first quarter, but maybe not this year because Buffett is gone. Y'all. So I don't know. Let's check out the Algo. All right, we got a sell. Got a sell back in December 8th. Looks like it Had a re-entry. It's a new entry price here. So, yeah, very bearish. Very bearish on Berkshire. All right, so that's it, y'all. That is all the $1 trillion tickers on the market. Thank y'all for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow. Charting some more tickers, y'all. Probably some tech companies. We love technology, so we'll probably chart some tech companies tomorrow. Shout out to everybody on YouTube Live and TikTok Live. This is our show, $1 trillion tickers. We chart on the weekends. During the week, we're open for pre-market, market open, and breaking news, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. I gotta get into this workout, so I'll see y'all next time. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom.